Hi everyone. Okay, welcome back. We are moving on with geometry of straight line in grade 8 and grade 9. So we have two diagrams in front of us where we are going to be looking for the value of y and the value of m. So starting with y, we are going to say y plus 80 degrees plus 60 degrees, and then you'll have 360 on the right hand side. The reason for that will be angles around the point, around the point. So if you may remember on one of the notations that we had previously, was that if you have more than two angles formed around the same point, angle number 1, number 2, and number 3, the addition of those three angles will always be 360. So in our situation, we'll be having y, we'll be having 80, we'll be having 60 to give you 360. So you'll end up having y plus 140 and then having 360 on the right hand side. Then the value of y will be 360 minus 140, which is going to give you 200 220 degrees. And then that's it about number 7. We are now going to number 8, which is going to be m being 144 degrees. And then your reason for this one will be corresponding angles, because PQ is parallel to RS. So the reason why I'm saying corresponding angle is that if you may have a look at this, PQ is parallel to RS. Therefore, this angle here, which is M, will be the same as this angle, which is 144, because they are producing an F shape like this. This one will be the same as this one. Hopefully, you guys still remember that from our previous video. And then we move on to number 9, sorry. With number 9, we have the value of N as 100 degrees also. The reason for that will also be corresponding angles. And then now we have line AB being parallel to CD. This line right here is parallel to this one. Therefore, this value of N will be the same as the value of 100. And then we go to, this is number 9. And then now we are going to number 10. We are going to say y is 160 degrees. We are still talking about corresponding angles, even here. Corresponding angles, because BD is parallel to NS. It's also producing an F shape. This value of 160 will be the same as the value of y. Then we have number 11 and 12 now. With number 11, I'm going to say A is the same as 146 degrees. However, this time around, we are no longer saying corresponding angles. We are going to say alternating angles, because PQ is parallel to RS. Just to give you a quick reminder of alternating angles, if you have line number 1 like this, line number 2, oh, this line doesn't look so parallel, sorry. So I'll just use this one. If you have these two lines, PQ here and then having RS here, this value of A will be alternating with the value of 146. So even this one, number 12, we are going to be saying B is 113 degrees. And then we have alternating angles, where AB is parallel to DE. Right? We have number 13, 14, and 15. So with number 13, I will still be using alternating angles, where I'll be saying X is the same as 136 degrees. And then you have alternating angles, because AB is parallel to CD. And then that's it about number 13. Number 14 will be here. However, with number 14, we are no longer talking about alternating angles. We are going to be talking about co-interior angles. With co-interior, I'll be saying angle of A plus angle of 116. A plus 116 must give me 180. A and 116 are supplementary. We mean that when you add them, you must get 180. And then your reason will be co-interior angles. And then you need to also specify your parallel lines, PQ being parallel to RS. Therefore, the value of A will be 180 degrees minus 116 minus 116. And then your value of A will be 180 minus 116. On your calculator, you'll be getting 64. 64 degrees like that. Hopefully it makes sense. And then we move on to the next one. With the next one, we are going to be saying B plus 120 degrees. You'll be having 180. And then your reason will be co-interior angles. And then parallel lines will be AB and DE. Line AB is given to us as parallel to DE. Therefore, B will be 180 minus 120, which is going to make B to be 60 degrees. Right, we are going to number 16, and then I think I'm going to need more space for number 16, but then let's see how far I can go with it. So we have A, we have B, we have C for number 16. So you don't necessarily have to go in an alphabetical order. You can start with any angle you're comfortable with. So, but then for this video, for this question, I'm going to start with A. I'll be saying A is the same as 86. You may recall that this one is slightly similar to the first questions that we've done. The second one, yeah. And then I'll be saying A is 86 because of corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. PQ is parallel to RS. Then you can replace your A with 86. And then moving on to B, I know that addition of A and B, when I add angle of A with angle of B, I must get 180 because of co-interior angle. I know that co-interior angles. I know that JH is given to me as being parallel to LK. Therefore, I'm going to say B will be 180 minus A. However, I know the value of A as 86. Therefore, the value of B will be 180 minus 80 minus 86. And then from your calculator, you will have 94. The value of B will be 94 degrees, like that. And then lastly, I'll try to write C here. I'll try to squeeze in here on top. And then I'm going to say C is the same as B for the reason of corresponding, same reason of corresponding angles, because PQ is parallel to LK. And then I have calculated my B as 94 here. Then I can make C to be 94, also 94 degrees. All right, we go to number 17 and 18. Right, with number 17, we have X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to start with X because it's slightly closer to 124. Therefore, in this situation, X will be easier for us to start with. And I'm going to say X is going to be the same as 124. And then your reason will be alternating angles because AB is parallel to CD. If you may check, this value of X will be alternating with this value of 124. Therefore, the value of X will be 124. Moving on to Y, I know that X plus Y, when added together, they must give me 180 because co-interior angle with EF being parallel to GH. But I have calculated the value of X as 124. Then I'm going to replace X with 124. Then this is Y, and then I have 180 on the right hand side. Therefore, the value of Y will be 180 minus 124. And then the value of Y from your calculator will be 56 degrees. However, I know that Y is the same as Z. If you may check here, this value of y here will be the same as the value of z. They are found on an F shape corresponding. Then my reason for this will be corresponding angles, because AB is parallel to CD. And then I have found my y to be 56. Then I can safely say z will also be 56 degrees. 56 degrees. And then let me try to use the right side of your screen to calculate x. If you may check, x of number 18, I'm going to say x plus 81. The addition of this angle here, which is x, and 81, the addition of those two will give us 180 degrees. Our reason will be adjacent angles on a straight line. A quick reminder of adjacent angles on a straight line. Those are the angles which are behaving like this. If you have more than one, two or more, being x here and then being y, we are saying the addition of x and y must be 180. Must be 180. Therefore, I'm going to make x subject here by subtracting 81 from 180. And then my answer will be 99 degrees. The value of x will be 99 degrees. However, I can see that x here is going to form an alternating shape with y. Therefore, y will be 99 degrees also. Y will be 99 degrees also. And then we move on to the next one. We have number 19 and 20. So we are going to say with 19, we are going to say x plus 85 degrees must give you 180. Our reason will still remain the same. Adjacent angles on a straight line. Adjacent angles on a straight line. This will make x to be 180 minus 85. And then the value of x will be 95. 95 degrees. However, I can see that x is the same as y due to corresponding angles. So this one going up like that and then coming here, this x, that y with this x are forming an F shape, corresponding angles, and then just ignore this. I need to specify my parallel lines, which is AB being parallel to CD. I have found my x to be 95. Then I can say y also will be 95 degrees. So I'm coming to the next one, where I'll be calculating A, B, C, and D. But then I think I'm going to need the whole space here, the entire space. Then let me erase this one. Hopefully you guys have copied down this. That's if there's a need. Or you can always pause this video to capture whatever that you'd like to capture. So I need to erase this. So let's see. Right, I'm going to start with A, with number 20. I'm going to say A plus 63 degrees. I must get 180 on the right hand side. And then the reason for this will be adjacent angles on a straight line. Adjacent angles on a straight line. This will make A to be 180 minus 63. Therefore, A, when you calculate 180 minus 63, is giving you 117, 117 degrees. Right, from here, I'm going to calculate B. I'm going to say B plus 94 degrees. I must get 180. Why am I saying that? Co-interior angles, because EF is parallel to MN. This line here was given to us as being parallel to that. Therefore, this angle of B plus the angle of 94, they must give us 180 if they are added together. Therefore, B will be 180 minus 94. On your calculator, 180 minus 94, you're getting B as 86. 86 degrees. And then we are now going to see. I'm going to say A is equated to C. A and C are equal, if you may check. This angle here and that angle here are going to be equal because of corresponding angles. EF is parallel to MN. And then I have calculated my A as 117. Then I can make C to be 117 also. 117 degrees. And then now I'm left with D. I'll try to write it here. D will be the same as 94 because of what you call vertically opposite angles. Just to give you a reminder, vertical opposite angles are equal. Notation of vertical opposite is this one. We once had something like this, where we are going to say this angle on top will be the same as this angle here. And then the one on the right will be the same as the one on the left. Therefore, now I'm telling you that 94 will be the same as D because of vertically opposite angles. And then we move on to the next one, which is going to be 21 and 22. Oh, yeah, I've been waiting for this one. Right, starting with 21, we have A that we need to calculate. We have B that we need to calculate. So I'm going to start by writing down this equation. 2A minus 31 is the same as 59, if you may check. This angle here, this line, is forming a Z shape for parallel lines. Therefore, we must be thinking of alternating. This 2A minus 31 is the same value as 59. Our reason will be alternating angle because RM is parallel to ST. Therefore, 2A will be 59 plus 31. This 31, which was negative on the left, is now on the right, which is going to be positive. And then 59 plus 31 is giving us 90. Therefore, 2A will be 90 degrees, which implies that the value of A will be 49. I have divided by 2 here. I have divided by 2. Divided by 2 both sides to get the value of A as 45. And then we move on now. RM is also parallel to PQ. These two lines are parallel. Then I'll be saying now A plus B is the same as 180 because of co-interior angles. Because RM is parallel to PQ. Then I have found my A as 45. B is the one that I'm looking for. And then I'm still having 180 on the right hand side. Then B will be 180 minus 45, which is going to be 135 degrees. Hopefully it makes sense. Right. Let me try to see if I cannot. Yeah, I can do this. And then coming to number 22. Number 22, I'll be calculating A, B, C, D, and E. I'm going to start at this point. I have X plus 20 here. I have 210. I have A. Then I'm going to say, oh, sorry, not X plus 20. I have A plus 20. I'm sorry about that. I have A plus 20. I have 210. I have A. Then I'll be saying A plus 20 like that, plus 210, and then plus A. These three angles, when added together, they must give you 360 because of angles around the point. Then you group the like terms. I can see that I have A here, I have A here. Therefore, it's going to be 2A. And then I have 210, I have 20. Then will be 230, then I'm still having 360 on the right hand side. You will end up having 2a 360 degrees minus 210 on the right hand side. 360 minus, 230. 360 minus 230 will be 130. The value of a will be 130. The value of 2a will be what? 130. And then dividing by 2, your a will be 65 degrees. Then you can replace this angle here with 65. As I move on, I know that a plus b, I must get 180 because of co-interior angle. And then I need to also specify that FC is parallel to BA. I have calculated my A as 65. B is the one that I'm looking for. Therefore, B will be 180 minus 65. On your calculator, 150 minus 65, you will get 115 degrees. You will get 115 degrees. And then I am now moving on to C. I will be saying C plus B 160, 180 also because of co-interior angles. And then BF is parallel to CA. And then I have found my B previously as 115. Therefore, I'm going to say C plus 115. I'm still having 180 on the right hand side. Therefore, C will be 180 minus 115. The value of C will be 65 degrees. So we are left with D, we are left with E. So let me try to erase this. Let me see if I cannot have space here. Right, we now move on to D, and lastly we have C. So I'm going to say C plus E. If you may check, these two angles are found on a straight line. C plus E must give us 180, and then your reason will be adjacent angles. Your reason will be adjacent angles on a straight line. And then I have found previously, hopefully you guys can still remember, I have found my C to be 65 degrees, and then this is E, which I'm looking for, and then on the right hand side I still have 180. Therefore, oh sorry, let me just fix it. I have 65 plus E, and then this is equal sign, not addition, and then I still have 180 on the right hand side. Therefore, E will be 180 minus 65, and then your E will be 115 also. Lastly, I'm going to say C is the same as D because of corresponding angles. And then after saying corresponding angles, you need to tell me that BA is parallel to FC. This line here is parallel to that one. Therefore, the value of D will be 65 also. So yeah, that's it about geometry of straight lines for grade 8 and grade 9. I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, may you please like, subscribe, and comment to our channel. Please share the link with other people that you think they may benefit from this video. See you in the next one.